Let's begin first with a discussion of preferences. Preferences, or filters, can be accessed two different ways. One, from the black menu bar running across the top of your screen, or you can always access your preferences right underneath the search bar. Here, it says I have additional filters active and that I can edit them. If I click that link, I get a menu that will let me set my applicant location, my applicant type, my project type, project location, citizenship requirements, or sponsor type. There are also some other options below, which we'll get to in just a moment. And again, I could also access this menu simply by going to the Preferences tab, where we see applicant location, type, project type, location, citizenship, and sponsor type. Let's begin with the category filters. If we click the blue Edit button, we get a tree view that will let us select specific requirements for applicant location, applicant type, project location, citizenship, or sponsor type. I recommend trying different combinations of filters to see how those will affect your search results. It may not be the case that setting citizenship requirements will give you the best results. For me, I usually keep these filters empty because in the Office of Research Development, my funding searches should be broad and let me see a whole range of the different funding opportunities that might be relevant to a faculty member. With applicant type, we start with broad geographical areas that we can narrow down by subcontinent to continent to country. And in the case of the United States, we can even go down to the state level. We press the top blue button to select North Carolina as our chosen applicant location. We can step over to applicant type and we can see that there are options for organizational and individual applicant. Individual and organizational break down into more specific units and types. The same applies to project type, project location, citizenship type, and sponsor type. Anything that you set in a category filter will remain active until the next time that you make edits. This means that whether you're doing a text search, a keyword search, or an advanced search, anything that you set for applicant location, applicant type, project location, citizenship, or sponsor type will apply to that search. I strongly suggest trying to go broad and general with your filters at first and see how those affect your search results. It's not always the best case to be very specific with these filters, as you might miss a lot of funding opportunities that are either open to a lot of broad applicants or that don't have appropriate information that the search function would be able to capture. There are some additional search filters that you can set that will still apply regardless of the type of search that you do in Spin. First, let's look at the export data options. You can see that I have some information in this box. What the export data options control is the information that you can download in either an Excel or a Word file. For me, I have sponsor website, program URL, deadline dates, synopsis, and keywords. That information for each funding opportunity that I decide to export will always be provided. But you can have as much or as little information exported just by updating your export data options. Second, there are some other general search options that you can edit as well. You can limit the funding opportunities that you receive to those that have been most recently created, to those that have been most recently updated, to those that are strictly U.S. federal opportunities, or that are not in any way a U.S. federal opportunity. You can also have Spin filter in or out limited submission opportunities. Limited submission opportunities are those that the sponsor places an institutional limit on. So for UNC, that might mean that a sponsor will only let us submit 1 or 2 applicants. You can also have opportunities that have no current or future deadline, which might let you see what opportunities have been ran in the recent past but aren't currently on a sponsor's calendar. and you can adjust the currency display.